Hi everyone, welcome to my video. Today I will talk about Goffman's dramaturgy theory applied to Instagram multiple accounts as my case study. It sounds complicated, isn't it? But yeah, before explaining it, I just want to tell you guys that the aims of this project is to inform people about Instagram multiple accounts due to insecurity and to increase people's awareness about context collapse, or what we call dilemma of performing multiple self within a singular performative context collapsed audience on social media, especially on Instagram. But how Goffman's dramaturgy theory applied and connected into my case study about Instagram multiple accounts? Well, to explaining it without any further ado, let's get started. The first thing first, I will talk and explain a bit about Goffman's dramaturgical approach. In Goffman's dramaturgy, interaction is viewed as a performance. He has 5 key concepts. They are regions, front and backstage, the idealized self, sign equipment, and the audience. So the regions is unwritten or institutionalized rules for different space and situations, and region-specific conventions for digital spaces. And for front and backstage, front is where the main performance takes place, and backstage where we can prepare our main performance, and for the audience is people who follow and see our social media. The idealized self is the best version of us, and sign equipment is a props or status which as a central of sharing our idealized self. Well, after you guys listened about Goffman's dramaturgical theory and a brief summary, so I'll talk about my case study. Instagram is an American photo and video sharing social networking service founded by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger. Instagram is more than like a trend in our society. As usual, people in social media are always having an expectation on someone's social media life until creating what we call beauty standards. So, due to the existence of social media beauty standards, people are now deciding to have more than one Instagram account, probably 2 or maybe more. And to find out how and why it happened, I have conducted some interviews with my friends here, so we are going to know the social experiment about Instagram multiple accounts. So let's get it.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes, I'm active on social media.
I would say Instagram for sure.
Instagram.
I have 2 accounts, one for public and one another for my family and close friends only.
Because I need more privacy about my life, and I will only share my life story or my daily life in my second account, which only followed by my close friends.
Even though I like to share my daily activities on my first account, sometimes I like to share about my feelings or maybe some silly things that I want to share to my family and close friends only, because I feel like they are my safe place to tell my story.
So as we can see based from the interview with my friends, so they all having more than one Instagram account. And to connect it into Goffman's dramaturgical approaches, Instagram can be considered as front and backstage at the same time. It's kind of opposite for what Goffman said about social media is considered to be the only front stage either than backstage. So in my case study here, Instagram can be considered as front and backstage at the same time. So why is it front? Is because they post their ideal self on first account. And why is it second account considered as backstage? Is because they act like their real life in second account. So it can be considered that social media can be front and backstage at the same time. And secondly, connected to Goffman's dramaturgical approach about the idealized self. So they all posted their idealized self, like their best outfit, their best professional life, like work or school, and then their best life is on the first account. And so connected again to Goffman dramaturgical about sign equipment. So use props or status to they use clothes and then jewelry, and then they use their status and professional life like work or school as their first account content. So as I said before, they use Instagram multiple accounts to avoid context collapse on Goffman dramaturgy, because as we can see, we all difficult to present our self into a collapsed audience. So to avoid that, they all creating multiple accounts. And not only based on my friend's experience, so I will also inform you guys about the Australian context. That's based on the conversation article. So Joan Orlando, as a researcher from Western Sydney University, have conducted an interview with 25 teens asking about social media usage. She used one of the interview results from teenagers named Maggie Ziegler. So she found that Maggie created a second Instagram account due to privacy reasons, to enjoy private interest, and to boost her own popularity. Last but not least, I will talk about the impact of creating multiple accounts on individual and Australian context. So the impact on individual by creating multiple accounts based on my friend's interview results. So they can't control their feeling, and they feel free to post everything they want without afraid of meeting people's expectations. They can feel more confident and safe to use social media. The impact of Australian context based on the conversation article conducted by Joan Orlando that I have been talking before. It can relieve pressure of meeting people's expectations. So we all covered a lot of things in this video, and I will just give a conclusion. Based on my case study, social media, especially Instagram, can be considered as front and backstage at the same time due to the creations of Instagram multiple accounts. And it also in purpose to avoid context collapse in social digital space. So we come to an end of my video, so I hope you guys can learn something from my video. Thank you for listening. Goodbye!
가끔 어둠이 올 때만 I feel fire 거짓 같은 세상 속 유일한 truth is you. Here's a letter from me to you. 널 닮은 듯한 슬픔